Delta Dawn, just one of the songs that made a legend out of a young country singer named Tanya Tucker. All this month, we're getting set for the Grammys, and what better way to start things off than Tanya Tucker talking with our Bob Schieffer.
On a cold and rainy December Sunday outside Northern Virginia's Birchmere Music Hall, the sellout crowd was lining up 5 hours before showtime.
How about you guys?
Some even earlier.
We've been here since 20 till 7 this morning. We were first.
To be loved like a song you remember.
And there inside, Tanya Tucker was doing what she's been doing since she was 9 years old, getting ready to put on a show.
Did I go on a tangent?
After more than 50 years on stage, she's up this month for not just one, but 4 Grammy nominations, more than any other country singer.
Has it sunk in yet?
You know, I don't really think so. Now it's like, well, you know, it's great to be nominated, but, you know, it'd be nice to win one, too.
In her younger days, they called her Delta Dawn.
You likely know her hits.
If your heart ain't busy tonight.
Since the ripe old age of 13, she's had nearly 24 top 40 albums.
Thanks for all the #1 songs, you know, that you've given me. Hell, I like the number 10s, you know. Trouble in my heart.
She became country music's wild child, with a personal life that has often grabbed more attention than her music.
I bring my flowers now while I'm living.
But her latest album has made her the critics' darling, and it's her music that's making headlines again.
Well, I got to tell you, I got my marching orders here. I'm told do not ask her how she likes this comeback, because you say it's not a comeback. So what is it?
Gosh, you know, I like the word relaunch.
Relaunch?
Yeah, relaunch. It wasn't something that I had really planned out, and it really just kind of happened.
Well, isn't that always the best way when something just sort of happens?
Well, of course. You make plans, and God, he chuckles, you know, when you start making plans.
God only knows how oil-field roughneck Jesse Bo Tucker recognized the potential in his youngest daughter, Tanya Denise, born 1958 in Seminole, Texas. But by age 9, she knew what she wanted, and her father was with her all the way.
I was ready then, but they just weren't ready for me. Because my dad always said, you're a 9-year-old girl. He said, so that means you're going to have to put twice as much feeling in that song you're singing. He said, because they're not going to believe a 9-year-old kid singing, you know, you ain't woman enough to take my man.
In 1970, she landed an audience with legendary Nashville producer Billy Sherrill, still hot after his success with Tammy Wynette's Stand By Your Man. Sherrill wanted Tanya to record an age-appropriate song called The Happiest Girl in the Whole USA. She was set on another.
It started out, she's 41 and her daddy still called her baby. And I said, well, now that is my song.
She's 41 and her daddy still calls her baby. All the folks round Brownsville say she's crazy.
Delta Dawn is sung from the point of view of a middle-aged, faded beauty.
Delta.
Producer Billy Sherrill heard Bette Midler, of all people, sing it on The Tonight Show. Yet somehow he saw fit to offer it to Tucker.
Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky?
It is just one of the all-time greats.
In her younger days, they called her.
The lyrics seem so improbable coming from a 13-year-old that the record label tried to keep Tanya's age a secret.
Steadfast non-believers.
That didn't last long. And as the hits rolled in, so did the money. The little girl with the big girl's voice took on some grown-up habits: drinking, drugs, and romance.
Do you think in any way any of that hurt your career?
You know, it could have. I mean, it probably did in some ways. But in a way, I don't think you could be successful unless you've had a lot of failures. and I've had some.
The same can be said for her love life. Though she was never married, she's raised her 3 children as a single mother and made no apologies for it. Throughout the 1980s, she carried on a public affair with Glenn Campbell, who was more than 2 decades her senior.
It was the kind of love that I think I probably found it too soon in life, and it was not mature enough at that time. I think if we'd met later on, we would have made it, because there was love there.
Like 2 sparrows in a hurricane.
That's just the sort of feeling you hear in her songs, the emotion that has always cut through the tabloid headlines.
Thank you.
Maybe that's why Tucker's fans use one particular word to describe her.
She's real. She's the real deal.
She's real, very real.
What you see is what you get.
Well, you get a lot with her.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, they do. And the more real she gets,
Open for business.
the more they love her.
Well, it's been open the whole time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The rodeo's just an old man's dreams.
As it turns out, 2 of Tucker's biggest fans would help compose this latest chapter in her life story.
Tanya wants to do an intro with Shooter on the piano.
In 2018, musician and producer Shooter Jennings, the son of country giant Waylon Jennings, recruited superstar singer-songwriter Brandi Carlile to write new material for Tucker.
Bottoms up, bitches!
But it was a song that Tucker has been trying to put on paper for decades that would, with Carlile's help, bring the entire project into focus.
Don't spend time, tears, or money on my own breathless body. If your heart is in them flowers, bring 'em on.
It kind of chokes me up just hearing you sing it, because it makes you think of the times that you'd wished you told somebody.
Absolutely. It's caused me to make a real effort to try to tell those that I love that I do love them, and even some of those that I don't, you know?
And even though one day they'll bury me and Jessie Ray.
Bring My Flowers Now is the sound of a more reflective Tanya Tucker. At age 61, here in Franklin, Tennessee, she surrounds herself with the people and the animals she loves.
Jenin, how's my baby boy? Jenin's gonna go in the box with me, and of course his daddy, who's already in a little small box, he'll go in there with me. We'll have to have an extra big box though, because I have 5 dogs and 2 horses. We're gonna be together forever.
When I die, I may not go to heaven.
Tanya Tucker has packed a lot of living in her time on Earth.
Tanya Tucker.
Since she was a little girl, her voice has been her ticket. And her voice has never had more to offer than it does today.
Lord knows I'm a hard luck girl. My dad always told me, he said, "Do you know how to change the world?" He said, "You build your platform. You know, you build it till you can't build it any higher, till you can't get no higher. And that's when you can change the world, because then people will listen to you." That's the thing. I want to not just be another female on this planet. I want to change a lot of things.
Well, I think you're going to change people when you remind them to bring the flowers now.
And that's just another way of saying, show me you love me now. Don't hesitate. Because how wrong can you be?